Well, God bless everybody. This is the day that the Lord has made, and once again, I choose to worship God and to praise His holy name. This morning, when I got up, I said, Lord, what do you want me to talk about? And He said, let's go to Psalm 66. And I said, oh, Route 66. And so, a little history here. It's Route 66 started in Chicago, ended up in Santa Monica, California. It's 2,448 odd miles, that Route 66. 1926, it was the one of the first highways and that became a U.S. highway, and that was in November of 1926. Goes through 25 very important cities across our country. Is pretty cool. So then I want to share with you briefly Psalms 66, give you some highlights. Sing your praises that is tuned in the glory. There are songs from heaven that we need to bring down and sing them because heaven came down and glory filled my soul. That's Psalm 66. Now, verse 5, it says, everyone will say, come and see the incredible things that God has done. Boy, do we need that in the house of God. We need to have some ammunition. We need to be able to tell our sinner friends, come and see what the Lord has done. We were in a service I'm talking now. This is what you're going to say. We were in a service last Sunday, and there's a guy that jumped out of the wheelchair. Come and see what God has done. We were in a service the other day. Bless God, hallelujah. A guy's ear popped open. Come and see what the Lord is doing. This is what's going to happen in these last days. The greatest and most wonderful building in the city is going to be the house of God. And people are going to come because you are going to see with your own eyes, with your own ears, what God is doing. And you're going to tell your friends and neighbors, hey, come and see what the Lord is doing in the house of God. I believe that's going to happen. We're in Psalm 66. We're on a beautiful journey with God. Here it is now. We passed through the fire. We're skipped down to verse 12, and I want you to read this by yourself, okay? And we've in Psalms 66, verse 12, we passed through the fire, the flood, yet in the end, you always bring us out better than what we were before, saturated with your goodness. Also, in verse 14, it talks about when I was overcome in my anguish, I promised to give you my sacrifice. Now, when people go through a tough time, they always say to God, Lord, when I get through this, I'm going to go to church. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. And then everything is fine, and they don't do what they said they were going to do. You just lied to God. You're in trouble. You need to fix that. You need to fix it today, not tomorrow, but today. You made a promise to God when you were in the pit. God brought you out of the pit. Now He washed you off with a hose, and you're looking good. And now you're not going to the house of God, and you're not serving Him. You're in trouble. You need to change that. Here's what I believe. I'll tell the testimony. One day in a church that I used to pastor many years ago, I began to pray for people at 11 o'clock in the morning. God surprised me and delivered some folks. Those folks got on the phone, called their friends to get down to the church. God is delivering people. And from 11 o'clock in the morning until 11 o'clock that night, we prayed for people without stopping. Why? Because God was moving in the house of God. They got on the phone and said, go and get down to the church. God is delivering people. I pray and declare and decree that that will be a normal thing in your church that you attend for the glory of God, that they will be able to say, come and see what the Lord is doing. I'm telling you, these days, those times are going to happen again. We're going to experience Psalms 66. God bless you is my prayer. Thank you for listening. Thank you for supporting our ministry. I'm going to Mexico and Peru, and I need your help financially. So sow a seed into the ministry. I would appreciate it. And my daughter Beth is going with me. I'm so excited that she's going with me to Peru. It's going to be life-changing for her. God bless you as you give into this ministry, and please read Psalms 66. God bless you. Bye-bye.